Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Rob's Rig. So if the Jeep Wrangler, or Jeep in general, is so bad, that is if you pay any attention to a lot of the reviews and talking heads out there, then why do we keep buying them? Why do you see so many of them on the road? I'm down here in deep South Texas, and I gotta tell you, the Jeep Wrangler rivals the Toyota Tacoma when you're out driving around. There are tons of them everywhere. And it's not that they're cheap. It's not that you can pick one up for next to nothing. They cost a lot of money. So why? I'm going to run through the reasons, at least for me, as to why. Number one is the looks of the Jeep Wrangler, right? I love the looks of these, and I've got to say, it doesn't even matter which version you get. The four-door, which we obviously have now in the Willys trim, the two-door, which is awesome, or the Jeep Gladiator. All of them are unique, cool-looking vehicles. They look manly and aggressive and rough and durable. And they are the most capable, arguably, maybe, 4x4s or four-wheel drive vehicles on the road. I think that's the first thing, at least for me, that draws me to the Jeep. And I've had many. This is my first four-door, but I've had several two-doors and Jeep Gladiators. Number two, the top off fun of it, right? What other vehicle other than, I guess, a convertible car can you get where you can remove the whole top, even the doors if you want to? There's an appeal to that, and I think it really makes a difference whether or not you actually take advantage of it or not. And if I'm being honest, down here in deep South Texas, there's really only a couple of times in the year when you can take advantage of that because it's so damn hot and humid down here all the rest of the year. You probably can use it about 4 months if you're lucky out of the year, right? The rest of the time, it's just not fun. Unless you're driving down the freeway and you don't mind the wind beating the hell out of you while you're driving, I suppose. But sitting at a stoplight when it's 105 degrees outside, humid, and bright sunshine beating down on you, not so much fun. But nonetheless, I think just the idea that you can do that is strong enough when you're thinking about buying a Jeep that it kind of tilts the scale a little bit, I think. Number three, and this is a big one for me because I love doing this, mods. The Jeep Wrangler, as well as the Toyota Tacoma, I think these are the top two, have the market when it comes to mods, right? There's all kinds of different things you can do at all kinds of different skill levels. And I think that's why modding appeals to a lot of people, because you don't have to be a master mechanic to kind of personalize the Jeep and make it your own, right? All kinds of bolt-on things that you can do. Of course, there's wheels and tires and suspension and all of that. And unless you're a mechanic or own all the tools and have the knowledge, that's probably something that you're gonna have done elsewhere. But we do it, right? All you have to do is pay attention when you're out running around, and you're probably gonna come across a Jeep of any version that's got some kind of a suspension lift on it, definitely aftermarket wheels and tires, all kinds of different things in addition, from window tint to things under the hood like cold air intakes and hood struts and all of the different decorations and things. And these are the lowest level, of course, that you can do on the inside to make it your own. And I think that's one of the biggest appeals of buying the Jeep, is the ability to personalize it, get some satisfaction out of doing those mods yourself, and make it your own. Number four, off-road superiority or off-road capability. As I mentioned earlier, Jeep, they have the market when it comes to off-roading, right? They can go anywhere, they can do anything, and it depends on which version you get as to how far you can go, I guess. Obviously, the most capable, in my opinion, is probably the two-door because of its shorter wheelbase and smaller size. You can fit into smaller, tighter areas and go any place you want to go. Not to say that the bigger versions like the four-door or the Jeep Gladiator aren't as capable as well. I think they certainly are almost as good as the two-doors are, but you have that feeling that if you ever needed to, and this is if you don't use it for that you can go anywhere you want. Let's say that there's some major catastrophe, right? some big event that happens. Now, the chances of that, well, these days it's probably growing, but the chances of that are pretty slim. You're more likely to have some sort of natural disaster like a hurricane down here in South Texas, deep water, and we're up in the air, so we can go through things that, say, cars like this that are very low cannot. But there's that feeling that if anything ever were to happen and you needed to bug out quickly, you've got the right vehicle to do it over here in a Jeep. And I think just that feeling, knowing that you're able to do it, is a big attraction for a lot of people. And it's warranted because the Jeep certainly is capable. Number 5, and this is one, I don't know, a lot of people may not think of, but resale. And it really shocks the hell out of me. Jeeps, for some reason, and it goes back and forth between Jeeps and Toyota Tacomas, but Jeeps are the #1 best resale when it comes to turning one in for something else, either another Jeep or maybe a different brand, whatever it is. But you get the most money out of Jeeps, and it amazes me that that's true, probably because of the reputation the Jeep has, right? If you do any research, you're going to see people talking about it, breaking down, not being reliable, having problems. But that doesn't seem to translate when it comes to resale value. They hold their value very, very well. And maybe part of that is because of the upfront cost. I mean, they cost a lot of money to buy. Granted, they also depreciate a bit when you drive them off the lot. But nonetheless, as compared to other vehicles, they really do hold their value well. And it just dumbfounds me that that's the case. Lastly, number 6, and this may be one of the most important ones, I think, is satisfaction once you have one. You know, I look forward to driving this every day, and I typically do drive it every day. And it's because I get a lot of satisfaction out of doing so, right? From the moment I come running down these stairs, grab the key and jump in, I am ready to roll. You look at it, it looks aggressive, you hop in, plenty of room inside. It's comfortable enough that it's not gonna beat the hell out of you driving down the road, and it's just fun to drive. I prefer the V6, which is what this is, as opposed to, I guess, the 4-cylinder turbo, because it has more power. And I can also add, which I have done, the cold air intake under the hood so that I get to listen to that growl while I'm driving around. Still a better option, in my opinion, than adding any kind of aftermarket exhaust. But it's very satisfying to run around, do whatever it is that you do, daily drive it, run to Lowe's, whatever it is, in the Jeep Wrangler. A lot of ownership satisfaction in having one, at least in my opinion. Anyway, those are just a few reasons why I think we continue to buy Jeeps, even though they have such a poor reputation, if you listen to the talking heads and do any searches out there on the internet. Leave a comment, let me know. Why do you have a Jeep? Wrangler, Gladiator, 4-door, 2-door? I'd be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.